Hello and welcome to CSONS at home again. It's just me recording today, so I might get a few things wrong, but we'll see. We're going to go over our starter and see what's in the box. So we've got some really nice tomatoes from Drew's in Worcester. A bit of basil in there. Kind of a sumac and onion salad. I've got some smoked paprika and poppy seed mix, some sumac and some fresh fennel from my garden. And those three are going to be for rolling the labna balls in. Which brings me to that one, which is the labna. And then I have some beetroot from Hare Hill, just outside of Craven Arms, organic produce farm up there. And then I've got some basil sauce. So the first thing, I've got tomatoes on the go, is I'm going to slice these guys up. Just going to pick these leaves off the basil. Aim of the game with these guys is to make them kind of big and chunky. Then, just going to get these guys with a bit of salt on. Tomatoes love a bit of salt. If you've got a nice bit of olive oil at home, you can put a little bit of olive oil on too. Put a tiny bit of pepper. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay these out in our tray here. And we're going to roll the labna through them. So if I make three lines in our tray, kind of level them out so you can ball through them. Okay, so start by getting some of our labna. Now it's not going to be easy and it's going to be messy, so I reckon if you just start by getting yourself, dropping your spots in there. And if we roll them with the good stuff on, it should be a bit easier. Basically, see if you can roll it into a fairly decent ball shape. Once it's padded around the outside, you should be able to. If you've got some of those blue gloves at home, it might be useful. Okay, so if you don't fancy getting yourself as dirty as that, then I'll show you what else we can do a different way on the two different plates. First thing I'm going to do, bring these guys back into view, and try and make everything look the same. So I'm going to go with my Hare Hill beetroot that's already marinated in, what's it in? Salt, olive oil, vinegar, basically. I'm just going to dot around. I'm going to go with our sumac and onions. And then, just going to kind of evenly spread down. Now we got to this point, and I've got balls and I've got some in the tub. So there's stuff in the tub. I've got a hot spoon. And I'm just going to try and, you can kind of do a bit like a quenelle. And see if you can get three of these to dot about, and we'll sprinkle our ball coverings on top. So, I've got my parsley to go on one. Not my parsley, my fennel is. My fennel fronds. I've got my sumac to go on another. And I've got my paprika and poppy seeds to go on the next one. For those of you that were brave and you've got your balls, you could pop these in the fridge whilst you do everything else. You could do these earlier and get them in the fridge, or even the freezer to really firm them up, but I think this is going to be quite cool as is. So that guy's going to sit in there. Sumac one I'll pop up there. And this guy, I was going to pop him on there, to be fair, it looks quite cool on there I think. Now, let's do our kind of basil garnish. Just mix that basil oil back together. So we'll have separated, and then just go wild with that stuff all over. Ooh, yeah, looking good. Now, main course, let's have a look. First of all, I've got some braised fennel and some new potatoes. All the veg in there is from Hare Hill Farm. I've got some merguez sausage from Perrywood Farm. I've got some of the lovely Shropshire microgreens. I've got some sort of pickled marinated fennel, just in lemon juice and olive oil, salt and a bit of sugar. Got this really nice pomegranate dressing. It's pomegranate molasses, whole pomegranate, shallot, and a little bit of soy, and then just some olive oil to finish that off, I think. Then I've made, with all the offcuts from the fennel, I've made like a fennel and ale puree. And then I've got some poached eggs to go with all that. First job, let's get the sausage into the oven. Yeah, so just sprinkle them in. Okay, they're going straight in the oven. Turn the pan on. Not too hot. Tell you what, whilst so the way we do the eggs in the restaurant is we just have the water on a really low temperature. And it just slowly warms them but doesn't cook them anymore. So we're just going to keep that really low and pop those eggs straight in today. Okay, got this pan getting hot. This is going to be for our potatoes. Just put a tiny bit of oil down to start. Then I'm going to take my potatoes out and we're going to start no, I'm just going to leave the fennel for a minute, just whilst we colour up the that one side of the potatoes. So whilst these are colouring, we're going to put them into there in a minute and colour them up a little bit too, which will heat them up and cook them as well. We'll push all that to the side and then just warm through the fennel and ale in there, and then we'll use that first on the plate, and then everything else will build up from there. So you see they're just sort of colouring. Well, they're not. You can't really see them colouring, but they're sitting there just sizzling away nicely. And the eggs, they're not simmering, they're not boiling, they're literally just staying warm. So hopefully by the time everything's ready, we'll be able to jump in and use them. And if your pan starts looking a little bit dry, you just take a little bit more oil. It's going to be quite well seasoned as it is, but I don't know. Sauté potatoes, roast potatoes, they always want salt, don't they? Just on here a little bit of colour. Push them into the middle. Now all that pickle juice that was in there, we're reducing that down, colouring it all up. Caramelising, I think is the word. First thing I'm going to do, let's just take them out. See, one of them split there. Sorry about that if you get a bad dodgy one like that. You shouldn't do, but occasionally they're not quite perfect. Right, so I'm going to shove that down one end. Take my puree. Just come out. Just to reheat it. Just going to put a bit of oil on the eggs and a bit of salt and pepper, because a bit like the tomatoes really, they love salt and they love olive oil. I like a bit of pepper on them. Pepper and eggs, delicious. Okay, first thing, kind of a chunky sort of, it's a fennel mash basically. I'll roast it with loads of garlic and onion until it gets fairly well coloured, and then chuck in some beer. This occasion it's Hobson's, because we like Hobson's, but anything will do. And then cover it and finish the cooking in the beer so it all steams through. Right, we're going to take these guys, our lovely potatoes. I think it was 6 we counted each, something like that. Trying to show off the nice golden caramelisation that we managed without the burnt bits. This is our lovely braised fennel. I'm just going to slip across there. All that juice in there is really good. The onions, that's reduced down a little bit, and I did slightly burn mine, but hopefully you guys won't. Then got our fennels that we've shaved really thin. Well, not really thin, but thin enough. So we're getting three textures of fennel, which is, I guess, not really classic CSONS style, but it's not very often we get to have locally grown fennel in the world, well, not in our world. Now it goes on our beautiful, delicious, spicy merguez sausages, which we're just going to dot around a bit. And we're just going to pop our eggs on. Excellent work is what we'd say in the restaurant. Well, I probably wouldn't, but someone with a good sense of humour might. Put our microgreens on. A little bit of greenery for our plate, but should also have flavours going for pomegranate, molasses. I think I told you already. Soy, pomegranate, and shallot. A bit of olive oil. And it should hopefully just bring it all together. Cut through everything, and add a whole bit of deliciousness to it. Everything. Dessert. Panna cottas, same recipe as we did last time, and fruit soup, which is it's an Austrian recipe. The fruit soup has a mix of berries in it, all from local suppliers. What I'm going to do with the panna cottas, give them a bit of a dip in some warm water, and then just pull away slightly. I'm going to try and get these in the middle. Shake it until it starts making a bit of a wibbly wobbly sound. So, we take our fruit soup, which, depending on your bowl or your plate, should just about cover the base. Now, I think it'd be rude not to show you the wobble on this one. It's pretty good and wobbly. Just come back a bit. There we go. Wobble, 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 wobble. Yeah, never gets old, that one. It's good fun. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Ace. So that's your 3 courses this week.